Coach Madison was asked yesterday about Brady, and he got pretty emotional when he was talking about it and stuff like that. When you guys see your head coach taking that stuff, is it hard to not take it personally amongst yourselves when kind of so much of that lands on one guy's shoulders?
I mean, I'm not like some of the guys here. You know what I mean? Some of the guys here came in with different coaches. All I know is Coach Hoke as far as college. This coaching staff who's here. Especially defensively. Coach Hoke is my coach. Coach Hoke is a coach who I have a lot of pride and a lot of confidence in, who I respect tremendously. Coach Hoke is a guy who's a competitor. And people are gonna say stuff. That's if you've played a sport in your life and you've took a loss or been on a losing type of team, and you're gonna hear those critics. You're gonna hear those people doubt. But at the end of the day, a man is gonna stand up for himself. A man is gonna stand up, especially a man in Coach Hoke's position. He's going to stand up for his team, and he has a lot to hold. He's holding a lot of weight with all of us. Not literally, but he's holding a lot of weight. And a guy in his position, you can only respect what he's doing.
Frank, are you doing something as a leader on this team to try to be different than you have been earlier in the year because there have been problems at this point?
I'm just trying to keep the guys together. I believe I'm not even trying. I believe they're doing their job. They a good job in themselves. As far as me, I'm just being a vocal leader. Showing them I'm leading the right way. Doing the things outside of football, going to class. Just showing them the right way to do things. I've had challenges in my past where I wasn't necessarily that guy. I've struggled with some of those things in the past, but more or less from last year to this year, I've really been challenging myself just to focus on leading in every way I can.
You talk to these quarterbacks at all? I know you're not in their rooms, but
all the time. Me and Devin are really good friends. When you see him, a guy, with as much talent as Devin has, get down on himself, that just shows how competitive he is because he knows how good he is. And I'm sure, you guys know how good he is when he is being Devin that we all know. But Devin is a great player. I've seen him, like I said before, I've seen him do some things in practice where it was like, wow, how did he do that? Well, I've been chasing him down, and he does this spin move when I'm coming off the edge, chasing him when he's at quarterback. It's like, dang, he got me again. But it's just those little things that Devin doing. Devin's going to show those. It's a lot of people doubting Devin too. Once again, he's almost in the same position as Coach Hoke. He's the quarterback, the face of the team, and he got a lot of weight on him as well.
What's been his reaction this week after getting pulled in the game?
Devin is always positive. You'll never see Devin come in frowning. You'll never see Devin, angry. He's laughing when he's getting in trouble. And Devin has always been a guy who when you mess up, that makes that separates the great players from the good players. And he he did a bad job, and he messed up. But then again, he come out in practice and had a great practice. Was on point with his throws, on point with his option plays and things like that. And when you're a guy like that, I mean, you can only respect that. And that's a guy I want to play next to, and that's a guy I can trust. When I'm sitting down on the bench, on defense, getting my blow, he's on the field. I know he's going to make the right decision.
How have you seen Shane react to all this?
Shane's reacting wonderful. You got a lot of guys. Shane is still young. That's what some people fail to realize, And Shane is still growing. He's still growing as a quarterback. He's still finding out the position. He's still trying to understand the sport, on the college level. And Shane is a tremendous player, and everything's going to come together when Shane matures more in the game. When Shane gets more snaps, and when Shane, basically understands the philosophy of college football.
Right. You talked before the season that the chemistry on this team was different than the chemistry on last year's team, and you were determined to make that. When you guys have gone through this adversity versus the end of last year, is there a difference?
I believe it is. Last year you see guys, like I said before, you see guys coming in, you can almost look at a guy's face and tell they don't want to practice. That was last year, though. This year, I get out my car, I see guys running up to the building, is eager to get in practice. I see guys, running upstairs, they're eager to get in their meetings, because they want to get better. They want to practice. They want to, when you lose, you want to, myself, I want to get in here as fast as possible so I can wash that taste out of my mouth. I want to get to the next game as fast as possible and get a win so I can wash that losing taste out of my mouth. And, once you do that, everything's going to be better off.